Good evening, everybody. We are joined by interim head coach Rumba Munthali. Rumba, your thoughts on today's result?
Disappointing not to pick up a point. I think that there's some positive things that we continue to keep building on, and I think, it's tough in situations like that where we've given up a goal that we shouldn't have, and you're chasing the game a little bit, and I thought we could have prevented and done a better job of being a little bit more disciplined on the 2 goals, but I think that the guys showed a lot of character by coming back, getting one, missing a PK, but also just fighting to the end where, we hit the post, we had some chances. So there's things I'm very pleased about that I think we keep building on, but then there's, some deficiencies that we have to minimize that I think will put us in an even better spot to be successful.
Thank you, Rumba.
Yeah, Rumba, just looking at the chances you guys had, obviously the 2 penalties, but aside from that, I think it was 24 shots, not counting the 2 penalties, and just able to put together a decent amount of looks on goal. Do you feel like on another night things bounce a little bit different and it's a different story, or do you feel like there's stuff that you guys still need to do better in the final third?
Yeah, I think that generating 24 shots is it's a lot, and I think we're pleased with creating more chances. I think the more time that we have, the more you can work on the finer details of movement and interchanges and different things like that. I think there's things that we as a coaching staff know that we would like to implement that we haven't been able to, but I think the initiative the guys have shown and the retention of information and application of that information, I think, has been really, really quality.
Rumba, when you look at the 2 games, Cincinnati and this one, and what is your take in terms of, a victory doesn't mean that your team was perfect. A losing effort like tonight doesn't mean that you were not. Actually, Ben already said about all those chances. What's the middle point? What's the middle point in between the 2 games for the team?
I think the middle point or staying grounded is looking at both performances and figuring out what our positive trends are and what our negative trends are, and then minimizing the negative trends that we have and continuing to increase the positive things that we're doing and making sure that they keep on trending. And so I think that there's some things that we didn't get burned on against Cincinnati that we might have today. I think that there's things that we executed in Cincinnati that we didn't, and I think there's some things that we didn't even show in Cincinnati that we showed today that we have some even more attacking qualities. And so I think that you have to stay grounded, and I think look at it as in repetitions instead of, a game.
Rumba, the previous head coach with Gary Smith, it was more of a 3 at the back. Now with you mentioned when you first came in that you want your team organized from the back going front. Now having a 4 at the back, do you believe there's a little more stability? How do you think the teams have responded to that since you're taking it as a head coach?
Yeah, I think playing in a back 4 suits the team and suits the players. I think they also like playing in a back 4. I think really doesn't matter the formation that you play. It ends up being the defensive commitment that players have, right? So if you play with 2 at the back, play 3, 4, 5 at the back, the numbers don't mean you're going to defend better. You still see teams with 5 at the back giving up goals. And so I think it really comes down to the players' defensive commitment. And for the most part, our guys are committed to defend and track and do all the work. And sometimes you give up goals and hopefully more often than not, we're not.
Rumba, with a 2-week break between now and your next game, what are kind of some of the things that you are looking to prioritize, and maybe some of the areas that you're encouraged about but that you want to improve in?
I think just the connections between the different functional groups, and making sure that we're all aligned, through different moments of the game, so that hopefully we see the same picture or try to problem solve as a collective through this, those same pictures. So working on our connection between the functional groups, making sure that we're aligned there, continuing to implement some offensive structure that we'd like to see, and still continuing to work on the defensive stuff where I think we're sound, but always trying to improve and get better.
Again, Roman, not trying to compare the two games, but I thought myself that Drew had a great game in Cincinnati, and I was kind of not surprised. There might be several reasons why you decided that he wasn't starting tonight. Just to give you an example, is that just part of the process of resting guys, or what was your thought process today?
Yeah, the thought process with Drew is coming back from injury, and so it's a quick turnaround. It's a quick turnaround, and we thought we have a lot of confidence in the group and the guys who play in midfield. We thought Drew and Brian played a really good game last week. Annabelle and Sean didn't dress our last game in Cincinnati. Annabelle, played, after the 77th minute. So we tried to balance that and balance out. We want to make sure guys are available for the whole season and not just from game to game. And so it's also managing and making sure that we're not pushing guys and straining them too much and breaking them.
Any final questions? Availability with Coach Rumba Munthali. Aníbal Godoy will join next.
Voy a hablar en español, me van a traducir. Sí, no me siento.
Okay.
Me va a traducir Claudio.
Claudio, traduce tú. Deja que ponga. Welcome back, everybody. We are now joined by midfielder Aníbal Godoy. Aníbal, your thoughts on today's result. Tus comentarios sobre el partido de hoy.
I don't know what I say. Like, I feel bad to myself. I feel like I don't make the impact like the last couple games. We know this is collective game, but I don't know. Like today, it's difficult situation because New England, they come without win like I don't know how many games, and we have like the really last 3 games we play really well, and we have like the confidence high. And today, we losing home. It's difficult moment for us, but I think we have like 2 weeks to try to recovery, to try to improve ourselves, to try to go back, because I think we have a really long season and we can recover it well.
Thank you, Aníbal. Go ahead, Ben.
Annabelle, just kind of looking at Wednesday in Cincinnati, a really good result, and then tonight, a bad result, but some parts of the performance that were still good. Kind of, how do you balance those things?
Yeah, football in the end is about result, but like what you say, we have a lot of improvement and in the way we play, in the way we control the game, and if you see Wednesday, we have really good defense. We stay organized. It's normally when we play at home, we want to go a little bit more higher. We want to press higher. We want to control the game in their field. But sometimes the other team play also. They have really good players. They have players to try to control the game, like Carles Hill, like Mark Anthony Kay. Today we cannot fix during the game that problem. But it's really big step we're doing about the possession, about the control the game, about define the way to break the line. I think Rumba have doing really good job to try to give the confidence. I think this is the more important. When you have the confidence, you can do it everything, And this is the first thing, like the confidence Rumba give to the player.
Aníbal, from outside looking in to the game, it seems like at times you guys were in control, but a little bit desperate to kind of score instead of being patient and doing it. That come because you knew that New England hasn't won any games or many games this season? Where did they come from? Because we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, this is what I say. Like when we play home, you have the pressure for the people, for the fans. we want to win, we want to step forward, and sometimes we lose the balance. We lose the balance, and this is the moment when the other team start to control the game. And like what you say, I think sometimes we look like our contract are like too fast. We want to finish the action too quick, and sometimes we have to make maybe one more pass inside the box. Maybe, I don't know, like we have to connect a little bit more around the box. We want to like finish the action too quick. I think this is the next step we have to do, like to try to control the ball in their half of the field. And because if you see the second goal they score, we have the ball and we lose the ball in their field, and they break the line with 3 passes, and we concede the goal. When we have the ball, like they have like really good play, and this is, I think, one of the things we have to improve for the next couple of weeks.
Aníbal, I asked Rumba previously about the 3-5-2 that you guys ran with Gary, and now running a 4 at the back. Do you believe that gives a little bit, I guess, a better visualization in the midfield for you personally and also the team? He said the 4 for the back kind of suits the team better. Would you agree to that assessment?
I think it depends. I think it depends how the player want to show, because it's not about the shape. We can play 3-5-2, we can play 4-4-2, we can play 4-3-3. It's like how we, like the player, we want to step forward, because we can play every single shape, but if we don't trust in our teammate, it's the same, And I think we have players to play 4. We have Chuck, Lovis to try to give a little bit more license to go higher, and to try to control in the middle with Hani and the other guy connect in the middle, But like what you say, I think 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, I think we have the right player to play that shape.
Thank you, Aníbal. That will conclude today media availability.
Gracias.